Hi everyone, it's day 11. All day long I thought about what am I going to talk about today. Life just seems to be getting easier and easier, better and better, happier and happier. Little things that used to really bother me, I'm now, as they're happening, becoming consciously aware that they're happening so I can redirect my feelings. Like, okay, why am I feeling this way? Why, for instance, homework. Coming home, stay focused, stay on task, get it done. Because then you can go outside, then we can have dinner. And so when my daughter would come home and start doing homework and get off task and just fidget here and there and wander here, it would drive me crazy. Kane, stay on task. Kane needs to stay on task. I found myself repeating and repeating. So finally, today, I just went right up to her, looked her right in the eye and said, honey, you need to stay on task. Let's get it done. Let's go outside. And let's have a great day after that. So, and she did. And I found that if I just addressed the issue right then and there, face to face, everything seemed to work out better that way. So anyway, I've been noticing a lot of great little things that I'm no longer just like stewing in the inside. I'm addressing everything that bothers me. Everything, which I'm sure is also kind of, for my family, but at the same time, everything's just off my chest and I'm able to speak more clearly about how I'm feeling, and overall that just kind of turns my happiness wheel, and I have nothing I'm holding back anymore. So, life's great. Thought about what am I going to talk about today? So, I was reading online, and this post came up about not killing insects in your house. And I thought that was really interesting. As I've spoken previous episodes, I am vegan. And part of my really strong belief is in life for everything and everyone on this planet. I don't believe that because I'm a bigger species or smarter species, intellectual, that my life is somehow better or more important. In such a way that, if there's a bee in the house, the windows get up, and he flies out. If there's a fly, same thing. There's no killing them. And spiders, I used to have arachnophobia so bad that I would faint. That's how bad it was. And I'm not talking big spiders, I'm talking little ones. Like, my fear was so overwhelming that I would just break out in sweats, and I would call for help because I'd have to have somebody else come in the room. And it was just this unprecedented fear that was kind of just absolutely hysteric. And looking back, completely unrational. And it would just, I look at that person from my perspective today, and it's like, whoa, you have grown so much. And I'm so proud of myself for that, because now there's a spider. I don't care if it's a wood spider. I have my little bucket. I scoop it up, runs right in, take it out to the garden, put it in the garden. There you go. And I have an amazing garden. So I want to talk about that today, and how we think of life and happiness and happiness of others, and including things that aren't just necessarily human, but how that makes me feel when I do those things. Before, when I just so unconsciously would roll up a piece of paper and kill it, the fly in the house, get it. My family growing up, we had like 4 fly spotters, and it was like you seen a fly, and it was almost a game of who was going to kill that fly first. And looking back, that blows my mind. That right now in my household would just never, my kids are like, okay, little bug, out you go. And I see that, and it makes me almost tear up, because it's like that level of kindness from one generation to the next, and just one person shifting their perspective can change the life of, in the future, for as many people that live in their household. So for my kids, they're growing up as a non-violent, non-killing person. And to me, I've done my job. Like, that is a huge accomplishment for me. And for me to have been able to some point of my life been to step back and say, hey, I don't need to kill this anymore. And really the turning point was after going vegan. I think the first month I was like, well, I don't want to kill anything. After like educating myself in all the information, I was like, well, and there was a spider that crawled on the floor. It was a big, nasty black one. And I, first instinct was, oh my God, where's the shoe? And I want a hiking boot. I don't want a flip-flop. This thing is going to be a double beater. And then in my head, instantly was like, whoa, why am I going to kill this creature? He's just living his life. And here I am. My first thought is not, hey, where are you going? Or what? You don't belong here. Let's get you somewhere where you do belong. It's, let me kill you. And that scared me, because that's just a level of conditioning that I had. Okay, so now I thought, okay, Ashley. And I mean, I had like the sweats. This was horrible. I had to get I got the biggest bucket I possibly could, and I'm like, and I'm like shaking, because I remember I'm arachnophobic. And I'm scooping it up in there, but I got it, and I threw it outside, and I felt so good. I'm like, oh, and I had like literal top to bottom goosebumps over my skin, because I couldn't believe I had come that close. But I'm like, oh, yeah, like that was empowering for me. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not killing spiders anymore. And then the next time a fly came in, that fly swatter that I have just dangling there, ready to swat and kill the next one that came in, I went to grab it, and I'm like, whoa, if I'm not, why can't he just be outside? And from that point on, that changed the whole course of every insect that entered my house, and the course of my happiness too. I'm so much happier, and I feel so much better about myself. Just those little deeds that I do to save a creature, of a being, a soul that I have, I can't relate to on, any level other than everything that lives has a desire to live. And I can relate to that. So if that's the only thing I can relate to, that's a pretty big and powerful one. And I'm going to communicate on that level and treat you with as much life respect as I would want to have. So something to think about out there, guys. If, where does happiness stem from? And it can be in the smallest acts of kindness, because it may not have changed your world, but it changed the world of that insect, that creature, for forever, and changed the whole course of their existence. So, well, that's what I really wanted to talk about today. But I'm feeling great. Day 11. Looking forward to day 12 tomorrow, and having some more insight on something that maybe I've been pondering, because reading all those books has been great, but need to get more personal. I need to get talking about me and talking about perspectives on my side of the story, other than just reading off of someone else's perspective. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope that I'm sharing everything in a articulate way that you're understanding, and maybe have a chance to contemplate your own situation. So thanks, everyone. Love you all. See you tomorrow.